Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be breaking into the second week of Blitz Fair auctions. A lot of people were saying they are gonna save their gold for the second week because there's gonna be better tanks for sale. And, well, if you want my opinion, you should have spent it on the first week, but there still is one more week to go. I definitely feel like this is going to be the worst of the 3 weeks. I'll be breaking into the good tanks, the bad tanks, and the ones that are just outright steals that Wargaming wants you to waste your money on. Alright, let's start off with this, the AMX 1357, being sold for 5,000 gold. Now right now, about, 1,300 of them have sold, which is not too many, and I think 5,000 gold's a little too expensive for the tank, but as many of you have probably heard in previous videos, the AMX 1357 is my all-time favorite tank in the game. Yes, I have a lot of favorite tier 9s and 10s and, all that kind of stuff, but out of all the tanks in the game, the 1357 still is the icing on the cake. It carries, I think it's a 5-6 shell autoloader, I don't remember exactly, but I think it's 5 shells and it does 90 damage each shot. It's just a real fun tank. It just goes bang, 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 bang. You don't mess with it, and it's really fun. It carries a 57mm, so much smaller caliber than a vehicle like the 1375, and even though it is a bit worse now, I would say, than the tech tree counterpart, it's still an incredibly fun and accurate vehicle. I'd say anything around 4,000 to 3,500 gold is a pretty decent price tag. The Super Hellcat, for some reason that I do not know, is being sold for 5,500 gold. And what I find ironic is that the Super Hellcat is essentially a worse Hellcat, just a tier higher. I would not suggest to buy the Super Hellcat even if it was cheap, because it's not a good tank. It's not a tank you're probably going to enjoy that much. The fact that the same amount of Super Hellcats have sold as AMX 1357 makes me very worried, but please do not buy the Super Hellcat. Up next, we have the AMX 30 Prototype, which is an amazing vehicle. 9,000 gold, not so amazing. I'd say if it goes down to about 6,000, 7,000 gold, it's a pretty decent price tag. But now I think 9,000 is a little bit too pricey. We see a lot of tier 9s like the Kampfpanzer, the AMX, even the K91, usually coming out for like $10 in the store, which is pretty cheap. So yeah, I just wait for it to get a little bit lower. We can see about the same AMXs has sold of all the other vehicles so far as well. I gotta be honest, this week the tanks are not selling very fast. We have the AMX Defender, which has sold 3,000, or there's 3,600 left, so about 1,350 have sold, and it's 8,000 gold. It's not worth 8,000 gold, I'll tell you that for a fact. It's a pretty boring tank, and I'd say the Tech Tree 1390 is a heck of a lot more fun. Maybe like 5,000 gold, 4,500, somewhere around there. I wouldn't suggest to buy the AMX Defender. It's just not a very exciting tank. Sure, it's got a 4-shell gun with a, I think, 190 alpha, but it's just boring. Get a Defender Mark 1 if you want that type of playstyle with the fast-firing gun. Then we have the AMX 30B. Actually, I don't even think it's 190 alpha. I think it's 160 alpha if I go back to the AMX Defender very quickly there. But as I said, AMX 30B, 14,000 gold, is quite cheap. As you can see, it's going down 1,000 gold every single day. And that means in about 20 minutes, it's going to drop another 1,000 gold. But you'll notice that barely any of these tanks have sold. Why? Probably because it's the worst tier 10, right up there next to the Object 260. So no, I wouldn't suggest to buy the 30B for 14,000 gold. I'd say maybe 10,000 gold, 9,000 gold's decent, because if you don't like it and you buy it for 9,000 gold, you can always sell it. You only lose about 1,500, which isn't actually too bad. But apart from that, I'm really hoping that Wargaming buffs the 30B. So if you're in the long haul game and you think that Wargaming is going to buff it, then yeah, it's not a bad deal. But for now, I wouldn't suggest to get it. All right, let's keep taking a look here. Next up, we have the T28 Defender. 1,500 of them have sold, and it's 8,000 gold. Do I think it's worth that? No. T28 Defender is kind of boring, kind of slow, and kind of outdated. It's not a bad tank, but it's pretty mediocre when it comes to tier 8 nowadays. So I wouldn't suggest to spend 8,000 gold on it. We see a lot of tanks coming into the Blitz stores as it is. Like if I were to pull up Blitz and we have that loading in the background, you're going to see that I can just look in the store, and the majority of vehicles that come out in Tier 8 are usually around 8,000 gold, so you're not really saving anything. I wouldn't suggest to buy it. Maybe about 6,000, 5,500 gold around there would be a decent price tag, but anything else I wouldn't suggest to buy. Somua, 8,000 gold isn't good. I would say 6,000 gold is not a bad price tag for the Somua. It's not my playstyle, but it is a very good tank. It's got a great frontal plate, it's got a good gun, decent armor on the turret, and it's quite a mobile vehicle. It's a fun tank. It's an armored French tank, which is very rare to find. Now, as I said, if we make our way to the store and we were to look at the tanks tab, we can see that, like, yeah, WZ-112-2 is 7,500 gold. I mean, heck, you can buy two Tier 8s for 11,000 gold, ISU-130 for 5,000 gold, even a Chieftain T95 for 6,000 gold. I mean, that's a lot cheaper than a T28 Defender, so yeah, just keep that in mind. There's tanks that come out for cheaper in the stores, so don't think that you're getting great deals here just because they're in the auctions. We have the LT432. Now, this is a very fun tank. I would say 6,500 gold and less is good. I would say the LT432 is a lot more enjoyable than the Somua and the T28 Defender. I don't know why Wargaming is selling them for more, but yeah, the LT432 is a great tank, so I definitely would suggest to take a look at getting that vehicle. The T54E2 Shark is a good tank, but it's also a very boring tank. You're buying the Shark to essentially have a T110E5 in Tier 8. And it's got great gun depression, it's got good mobility, great hull armor, barely any really weakness, but it's 10,000 gold, and it's only going down 400 gold every single day. I wouldn't suggest to buy the Shark unless it got down to about 7,000 or 6,000 gold. It's the same for all the other Tier 8s. I mean, you shouldn't be spending a lot of money on quite a boring Tier 8 heavy tank, at least in my personal opinion. In fact, I believe that the Centurion, or not the Centurion, the Carnarvon Action 10 is a heck of a lot more enjoyable than the T54E2 Shark, and it's cheaper. So, yeah. Next, we have the Scorbopian G. 10,000 gold, but it's dropping quite fast in price. We can see that next time it's going to be 9,000 gold. So that means if you wait a couple days, you can probably get it for about 7,000 gold. And I would say 7,000 is okay for the Scorpion. It'll be the cheapest you'll probably ever get it for at least a year or two, because Wargaming really does not like selling tanks like the Scorpion for cheap. So, yeah, I mean, personally, I believe the SU-130 PM is a better tank, which was sold last week. So if you missed out on that train, I wouldn't suggest to get this tank. It's a more expensive, worse version, in my opinion. But everybody always wants the Scorpion, so go for it. But, well, I'm just going to say I didn't warn you. I did warn you. Alright, so Carnarvon Action 10, 7,900 gold. It's a bit expensive right now, but as we can see, not many have sold. I mean, a decent chunk have sold, but still not that many. So when it comes to the Carnarvon Action 10, I would say, because it looks like it's going down about 600 gold every single day, wait until it's in the 6,000 gold area, 5,000 gold area, buy it then, snatch them up, because it's a good tank. It's a very good tank. It's probably one of the better Tier 8s in this list for fun, winning, and just grinding credits. So, yeah, I would definitely suggest to go for the Carnarvon Action 10. We have the T22 Medium for 16,500 gold. It's going to drop 1,000 gold every single day, and that means in one day, it's going to drop 1,000 gold from 16.5 to 15.5. You know something that I always get weirded out by? Why do people buy these tanks and they instantly get released? Are they worried that they're going to, like, instantly sell out? I'm just always, like, confused on, like, I'm sitting here, I see there's 16 minutes left, and I know that there's no way that this amount of vehicles is going to sell in 16 minutes. But there's people that will actually and legitimately, we can see there's 2,980. I guarantee if I look within the next 10 minutes, this tank will have sold more, which makes no sense to me, because why would you buy it 10 minutes before the price drops? All right, well, T22 Medium is a great tank. It's a little boring nowadays, and it's definitely gotten outdated, but it's still a great medium and still in the top performing categories. Gold that I would think it's worth, I would say 14,000 and less. I think that they might sell out before it gets to 14,000, but it wouldn't be a bad price tag. Now, to be fair, if we do make our way over to the store, we can see that when we take a look at the gold offers, you can get about 20,000 gold for $22. And judging that, that means that this tank is about maybe $15 gold equivalent. Yeah, I would just suggest to pick up the T22 if you don't have it once the numbers start to get low, because it is a really fun tank, and if you've got the gold lying around, why not? Helsing, it's a fun tank. Is it worth 11,750 gold? No. That's it. It's just not worth it. It's ridiculously expensive. The fact that that many Helsings have sold is stupid. Don't buy the Helsing. It's a fun tank, don't get me wrong. But 11,000 gold for a tier 7? Oh boy, oh boy. All right. E25, there's 1,000 left. The tank will most likely be sold out by the time the majority of you are watching this video. So, is it worth 4,000 gold? Maybe. I mean, you can probably buy the tank for the most part for 4,000 gold, 5,000 gold just normally in the stores. I think I've seen offers where it was like $6 once, so I mean, it's decent. You can buy the super cheap gold bundles and get like, what, 2,000 gold? 1,500 gold. So it's the equivalent of about $6 right now. So it's pretty cheap. It's a good tank. I don't necessarily think it's worth or not worth the price that it's being sold for. But hey, if you want the E25, go pick it up. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is all of the vehicles in the auctions. I don't think that this is a good week at all. I think this is a pretty mediocre week, and Wargaming could have put a lot of better takes in that would have sold a lot more, like the Caro, for example, would have sold like absolute crazy. 2,980 T22s. I guarantee if I reload this page, there's less. Let's take a look. Go, go, go. Oh, no, there isn't. All right, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. And let me know if you agree or disagree with my opinions. Obviously, at the end of the day, these are my opinions. These are not me telling you gospel. You can buy the takes. It doesn't affect me if you do. Just hopefully giving you a bit of words of advice. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.